Calvary Baptist, I'd like to take just a few moments of your time to address some concerns of our local community as well as some in our church concerning the COVID-19, otherwise known as the coronavirus. Specifically, I'd like to speak to you about measures that our church is going to take at a time like this. First of all, let me say this. We are not responding out of fear. God's not given us the spirit of fear. He's given us a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. So, although many are responding out of fear, we're not going to. That said, I believe that no response would also be unwise. Not only would it be unwise, I believe that it would demonstrate a lack of care and a lack of love for both our church as well as the community that we seek to minister to. Now, we must all understand that we have regularly here in our services people who attend that are part of the high-risk community, people who are elderly, as well as people that have severe chronic underlying health conditions. And so I say this to our senior saints. If you're more comfortable staying at home and watching our live stream services, we completely understand and encourage you to do that. Now, to parents of children in our church, we ask you that you please monitor your children. And if your children exhibit the symptoms of a cough with a fever, please keep them at home. Call your doctor and seek their advice for further action. And that goes for anybody in our church who's experiencing those same symptoms. It'd be wise for you to stay at home and call your doctor. Further, if you've traveled recently, especially if you've traveled to those countries that the CDC has designated as Category 3 countries, we ask that you not attend our services. Stay home for the CDC's recommended quarantine time. Now, we have and will continue to take very specific measures within our church to help alleviate concerns as well as the possible spread of the virus. And so I'd like to just share a couple of those items with you. First of all, we have already cleaned and sanitized our church, specifically door handles, restrooms, children's toys, the nursery, and other places where people are likely to handle and touch with their hands. We'll continue to do this before and after every single one of our services for the time being. But secondly, we know that we're a church that loves to fellowship, and oftentimes that fellowship includes handshaking and hugs, and that's really not the wisest practice right now. So for our service time tomorrow, we're going to forego our handshaking time, and I ask you that you be cognizant, and when you come to our services, avoid shaking hands with one another and avoid those hugs. Our fellowship time often involves food and beverage as well, and again, as just a wise practice, for now, we're not going to have any church fellowship that involves food and beverage. So this includes our normal fellowship before adult growth groups and Sunday school on Sunday morning. We'll just postpone doing that for now. We'll halt those practices. Finally, as an additional measure, we'll not be handing or passing the offering plate around during our services. We'll still have opportunity for you to give. It just won't be done by passing the offering plate. As a matter of fact, now's a good time for me to encourage you. You can give online at our website at calvarybaptistbozeman.com. Now, once again, I want to encourage you. We do not want to respond out of fear, and especially, this is not a time for us to panic. As a matter of fact, this is a time where believers should be praying. And I'd ask you to pray specifically. Obviously, pray for those that have already contracted this virus. Pray for their health and speedy recovery. I think it's wise for us, and as a matter of fact, we're instructed in the Bible to pray for our nation's leaders. Not only leaders of our nation, but leaders here in our own local community. Pray that God would give them wisdom to respond appropriately to these matters. Let's pray for one another as believers, and then finally, let's pray and let's look for opportunities to share the gospel with others. Times like this, people are worrying, people are anxious. We ought to be able to demonstrate to others why we don't have to worry. Let's seek to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with others this week. I'm looking forward to seeing many of you in our services tomorrow. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact me personally. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.